Okay, I'll give it a minute and then I'm going to get started here. But I felt I need to talk about this topic one more time because I got to address the fact, what about married men? That's right. What about married men? Can they be TFL? Can a married man be TFL? Could a married man become TFL? Okay. And so I think it's a worthy topic of talking about since so many people don't understand the facts of life in today's society and the confusion and the name calling and the pointing the finger and playing the bigger victim status. You know, it's all a game, sport, and arena, competition, right? Yep. So I'll sit here a minute till at least I see one or two people in the chat. And then I'll go on. Okay, I got at least a couple that came in here anyhow. So, yeah, what about married men? Can they be TFL? Could they become TFL? Could they become forever alone? Incel? I know the majority right off the bat going to say no way. Not a chance in hell. They've got a woman in their life, they're married. Yeah, but that don't guarantee no way. That don't guarantee not a chance in hell at all. I'll tell you what, in today's society, with the way people treat one another, what I see in relationships, how miserable I see people that are actually married and together, I understand one thing. You got lots of couples, oh yeah, for the first year, first year, maybe the first year and a half, everything was great, man. Everything was awesome. And then, what most don't realize, the relationship went out the door. Oh, they're still together, but they don't have sex anymore. That's right. They're constantly fighting. Yep, that's what you see. Sometimes it might go a little longer. Maybe they're having kids and they're a young couple and they're blah, blah, blah. And the job, because they're both off work and during the day they're not seeing each other a lot. No, there's not a phone call every time, man. So, anyhow. So I look at the reality for what it is. Okay, the fact is, I'll tell you what, in today's society, I would not say this about years ago, but I would say this about in today's society. In today's society, I think TFLers are luckier than married men. Oh, I know it's a terrible thing to say, isn't it? But there's lots of really good reasons behind it. Especially a married man that's had children. Okay? Oh, yeah, he got to spread his seed. Did he? How would you like that seed that you spread to become your enemy? How would you like that child to hate your guts? Never want anything to do with you. Happens all the time. And they grow up hating their dad. Why? Well, she got what she wanted now. She used all the words. Great con artist, playing the game. You know the game? Yeah. She used all the words. You was desperate. You got with her. Okay, maybe she don't want to leave you just yet because maybe you make some good money and she's got the kids and she hasn't quite found a replacement for you just yet. That's right. Maybe she's taking her time about replacing you. Yep. She ain't gonna tell you that. She's gonna tell you how much she loves you. While she treats you lower than a piece of dirt on the ground and treats your dog, your pet dog. Let's say you got a pet dog in the house. By God, she'll treat that pet dog better than she'll treat you, the man. Meanwhile, while you're at work, she's spending your money. Yeah, she sure is. And maybe she's savoring her time. She knows that she has to be with you for at least 5 years before she can collect alimony. Yep. On top of child support. See, when the child support goes away, the alimony don't. You know, complete usury. There you go. See, this is how that works. So meanwhile, while you're living with her, she's treating you like complete dirt. Oh, by the way, you don't have sex anymore. That's right. Oh, you might be a couple, but you're not getting laid. You're not having fun. No, you're not. The only fun you're having is drama. Then more drama. Then more drama. But don't worry, if you go out together, she'll put on her fake face. She sure will. She'll shove on her fake face and be out there in public looking all that. You'll be happiest couple ever. And as soon as behind closed doors, off comes the mask. Off comes the fakeness. And out comes the real you. The parasite and piece of crap that you are. And this is what we see going on all the time. So think about it. Essentially, when they got together, the guy wasn't TFL, was he? Maybe he's a Chad and he's had women in his whole life, or a bad boy, not so much a Chad, but a bad boy. And he's had women his whole life. Well, if you look around you, women are actually starting to walk away from the bad boy and choosing a simp. Because the simp don't, well, he won't stand up for himself. That's right. Easier to control. It's a better slave. That's what the simp is. He's a better slave. He's more controllable. Bad boy wasn't so controllable, so the bad boy's becoming the TFLer. Yeah. And any man can become a TFLer. You could be married and become a TFLer and still be married while you're TFL. You can say that's not possible. Yes, it is. When all you do is fight every day and there's never sex, as a matter of fact, you'd rather stay at work than go home. That's right. And when she leaves the house and's gone for the day, by God, you're happy. Oh, finally, she's gone. And she comes home and you're angry. Oh my God, you're furious. You don't want her there. Oh, but you people never thought about that, did you? Did any of you people ever think about that? No, of course you didn't. Because, see, the guys that's never had anybody in their life that are TFL, they've never had the chance to experience this. So the first thing they're going to tell you is there's no way a married man could be TFL. But I hate to differ with you. I hate to bring you the bad news. But oh, yes, there is. There is quite a way a married man can be a TFL. You know, right in the middle of a marriage, become TFL. And if they don't get divorced soon, she might be waiting on that said timeline and not working. Maybe she was working at first. Maybe she's reduced herself back to part-time. And she's holding on and keeps staying with him. You're wondering why. Because you have to be married a set amount of years before you qualify for life alimony. Lifetime payment, lifetime check from this ATM machine called a man. So she'll bite her tongue. Well, not on the drama part. She just won't run to the attorney right away. If you get lucky, the guy will grow some brains and he'll go get the attorney instead and divorce you before that time ends. But unfortunately, we have a lot of desperate men in today's society. Very desperate. Who gave up their manhood, gave up on being a man to become a pussy. Excuse my language. That's right. So desperate. Because it's so hard for a man to get a woman in their life. And then when a man does get a woman in their life, they're like, what the hell did I do this for? Why? you know, and you put up with the shit that most people don't even see going on. And you put up with it, you put up with it, From my experiences, of course, it's not 100% across the board because I've seen both ends of it. I literally have in my life. I've seen both ends of it. I've seen a guy that was very controlling over the female. That's right, and abusive to the female. I've seen it with my own eyes in real life, real time life, right in my face experience. I've also seen the other way around in real life. I sure have. So when you say, can a man be TFL when he's married? The answer is yes. Sure, he wasn't when he first got with her. Sure, he wasn't when they were first together for the first so long, even after the marriage. And some of you can argue with me and say, yeah, but once he's gotten married and had sex, he's never could be a TFLer again. And I say you're wrong. I say you're miserably wrong and don't know what you're talking about. Because if that would be the case, maybe, so you TFLers that believe that BS, maybe if you finally get lucky one day and get laid, that means you're not a TFLer. Because we're only going by your own words, right? And so that's the only time you got laid, and 20 years later, you never got laid again. And you're alone. She's not with you. It was a one-night stand. Sorry, you're not TFL. You were laid 20 years ago. Oh, I just going by your own philosophy, by the way. Yep, what fell out your own mouth. I've heard lots of guys say this. Hogwash. Okay? The reality is a married man in today's society is worse off than a guy that's not. Because he has a woman using him as a bank. He's breaking his butt at work, and she's got a job, she's spending his money. She's controlling him, she's spending his money and hers. She runs him completely in debt. Because, as soon as she's through using him, she's going to throw him away. Because she's got lots of options, she's not going to stay with him. She has no need to unless she's holding on long enough for her alimony. Ah, if she's holding on long enough to be with him to collect that alimony, then she'll stay with him for the years required. The last time I looked, I think it was 5 years. It might have been changed by now. I haven't looked. It could be 7 years or something, or 8 years. But there's a set amount of years that a female has to be married to a man, and the man has to be making the bigger part of the income for her to collect alimony. So this is something you want to be careful with and look into before you make an accusation. But the reality is, yes, a married man can be TFL. He could be not getting along really easy because of the dramas of our new love nowadays. And he may not have had sex in fucking a year, 2, 3 years with his wife. So because he's married don't mean they're going to bed. You just make that assumption they're married and they're going to bed. That's not true at all. Never has been and never will be. Couple that get together, normally the first, during the time before they're dating, and the first year or so, things are okay. Anything after that first year, look out. Things can go south real quick. Because once she gets comfortable with you, the drama comes out. The real her comes out. See, while she's dating you, she puts on her fake face. There's a lot of guys that do this too. It's called the game. When you're playing the game, you put on your fake face. Ain't that right, guys? Ain't that right, ladies? That's what today's society's about. You're not about being real. You're not about being honest. You're about manipulation and lies. So while you're playing the game with each other, everything's hunky-dory. And then when you get married, well, Now you're living together. Yep. And you know that game you were playing? It suddenly comes to a stop because all games come to an end. And out comes the real her. Oh, and out comes the real him. Yeah. And as soon as the real her and him come out, well, by God, we got problems now. We're not getting along. Yep. Oh, by the way, then once she's got her kids and she's after kids, yep, don't need you. You know, sex goes out the door, sex goes south. Y'all believe that married couple are happy and always having sex. No, they're not. That's a lie. But so many people fall for the lies. And they believe the lies. And then, of course, with cheating become normal, which it has, she might not be having sex with you, but it don't mean she ain't having sex behind your back while you're on work. That's right. Don't worry, she won't tell you. No. No more than if he's having sex behind her back. But she has a better chance of having sex behind his back than he has of having sex behind her back. Unless he's a Chad. You know, if he's the Chad, the Tyrone, if he's in that upper echelon of the 20%. Because if he's not in the upper echelon and he's with a woman, as well, most likely there's a reason she's with him. And it's still pretty much guaranteed not to work out. You know, I'll give you a little sea story just this morning. I'm married. You all know that. I'm the guy who gave you TFL. You all know I'm married because I don't lie to you. I come up here and tell you about myself and my life and everything, don't I? So, you know, that if I got some in my life, if I don't got some in my life, I tell you. Of course, I don't tell you every detail about my life because it's none of your damn business. But when it comes to the topics that I talk about online, I straight clean with you. I'll straight across the board. I don't feed you any sugarcoat nothing. I don't feed you any BS. I tell you just the way it is, whether you like me or not. So here's the interesting part about this morning. You know, so I have an arrangement while we've been down here. You know, and I'm going to give you the figures right now so you can see what I'm talking about. You know, I'm not able to work right now. I'm on disability. I've got all these health issues going on. And I spent my whole life not collecting any kind of assistance from anybody, working my butt off. Matter of fact, I'd rather be working right now than be here doing this video or this live stream. I'm not lying. If I could go back to work right now, I'd do it in a heartbeat. I sure would. That's who I am, man. I've worked my whole life. But anyhow, we'll get off that topic and back on track here. And so here's the example, okay? Where I live, I drive 18 and 19 miles one way to take my son to work. Okay? Then I drive another 18, we'll just go 18, back home. Then where Heather works is about another 18 miles, the opposite direction. So I drive another 18 miles, take her to work. And then I come back home again with another 18 miles. Then at the end of the day, I have to go get my son from work. That's another 18 miles. And then I got to get Heather from work. Yep. And from there to where she's at work is probably right around, I'm going to say 12 miles to get to her. And then another 18 home. So I'm doing about 120 miles per day on my vehicle. That's right. Per day. And if I times that times basically average of 5 days a week, I've got 600 miles a week. 600 miles in 1 week. Now, you all know the gas prices, right? Okay. So, I'll fill the tank like on Monday. And if we're lucky, Thursday morning, we got to fill the tank again. Sure do. Week ain't even over yet. And if if Heather works on the weekends, my son don't. Well, Monday or Tuesday the following week, we're filling the tank again. And then by Friday, we're filling it again. Then by Monday, we're filling it again. Then by Thursday, we're filling it again. And it keeps rotating, right? So the agreement was, since I don't work and I'm the chauffeur, because neither one has a license, is that my son pays for a full tank and Heather pays for a full tank. So each time it's rotation, so that they're being equal with each other, that she's not burning out my son's gas and he's not burning out her gas, right? I'm sure the hell not paying it. If they can't pay for their own gas to get to work, they're not getting there. I made that plain and clear to them. That's how that works. You know, all the years I went to a job, I didn't have anybody buying my gas. So I'm quite belligerent that way. I'm not asking for, anything other than what's fair. Okay, so anyhow, this last Monday of this week, Monday, I had to have an argument, drama, with Heather because it was her turn to fill the tank. Every time it's her turn. I don't have that problem with my son. When it's my son's turn to fill the tank, he fills it right up, even tops it as full as he can get it. Never once ever has a headache about it, complains about it, nothing at all. Goes on his way, man. But when it's Heather's turn, she has a conniption fit, takes it out on me. She sure does. And many times now I've told her, that's no problem, don't bother me at all. Okay, because you're not going to work. You ain't got no gas for it. Jason will fill it again. But I don't know how you're getting to work. You better find your own way. I don't care if you walk. Maybe you can call that witch you call a mother. Although she wouldn't come and get you any other time. Why would she? Couldn't get you for a wedding. So I really don't think she's going to come and take you to work, let alone bring you home. No. If you can find a free ride, go ahead. That's what I tell her. I says, they haven't invented a car that runs on air yet, and E don't stand for economy. She don't like it when I tell her this, but I don't care. So reluctantly, after giving me a bunch of drama for a couple hours, she puts gas in the tank. You think she would learn? No. She'll fill the tank. I'll go over and I'll fill the tank. Make her pay for it. She's upset. She got to work, right? Then the next time when the tank's gone, my son comes in, fills the tank, no problem. And the following time when it's her turn again, nope, we're right back to square one. Every freaking time, and it never changes. Isn't that wonderful being married, guys? It never changes. I can give you one better, just so that you can understand how this really goes. So, Heather likes doing karaoke. She can't sing for shit, but she likes to go to a bar called Jay's Down Under, up in Buffalo, where she can sing karaoke, okay? And we haven't been there in a long time, but she mentioned to me a couple weeks ago that karaoke guy was there this Saturday. He's only one Saturday a month. Every Thursday he's there, and then one Saturday a month. And she says he's going to be there next Saturday, which is this Saturday now. Okay? And she wanted to go. Because we're moving. Okay? I says, okay. Well, yesterday night, my son says to me, now he has no idea that Heather's asked me about going to Jay's Down Under. Okay? He has no idea this because I never told him. Right? He says to me, Dad, and I says, what? He says, I haven't been there in a long time, and since we are moving, what about Saturday night going to Jay's? He had no idea that Heather even brought that up. I says, yeah, that could work out, because I already knew we were going there, right? Well, Heather didn't like that. No, no. Somehow, my son's present would make the bar full of people and there wouldn't be no table room. Somehow, we'd have to make sure we got a table, and as busy as it gets, there may not be a table. No, she had no problem that Brian and Cameron come and meet us down there at Jay's. That was no problem, right? But the minute my son's coming along, nope, got a good table. There may not be a table. We won't have nowhere to sit. Yep. And the drama started. Because my son was daring to come along with us. I've had this happen many times, he'd want to go to Walmart. He don't ask me to take him in to Walmart or somewhere very often at all. He'd want to go to Walmart on a payday to pick up some supplies for his job and shit. The only grocery store we have in this small town's high priced. I don't got hardly shit for selection because it's a small town. It's okay, you want to drive 19 miles to Walmart, no problem. I'll take you to Walmart, right? She has a fit. That's right. She don't have a fit to Jason, to my son. No, that's not how it works. It's behind closed doors, it's to me. She's attacking me over my own son. She says, well, he can walk to Howard Lake Foods. He don't need to go to Walmart. That's right. And she blah, blah, blah. And I says, no, I'm taking him. Then she's mad. Everywhere we go, you take him with us, which there's no truth to it at all. Absolutely no truth to that. Everywhere I go with her, she's Jason's never with. But, see, because he wants to go to Walmart, now it's everywhere we go, he's with. Do you see what's going on here, guys? Does any of you understand this? It's called jealousy over my son. She even went as far one time as telling me I needed to pick between my son and her. And I told her, there's the door, get on out of here. There was no hesitation. The minute she said I needed to pick, she was gone. Oh, that backfired on her. Now, I'm only giving you these little examples of what I put up with, plus a whole lot more on a daily basis. So I want you to know how happy it is being married, what it's like being married, what it's like having a woman in your life. Okay? And as soon as she gets her wants from you, she's going to throw you away. Do you understand that? The difference between me and the white knights and the simps and the vaginas is I don't put up with the bullshit. So I don't even know if I want to go get her today. Yep. See, we're running out of days to work, and Jason filled the tank at the beginning of the week, or she did at the beginning of the week, and today was her turn. And she threw a fit at me and did what she always does. Okay? Today became where it's going to be her turn. Again, because Jason filled the tank this morning. She filled it at the beginning of the week. So I'm counting my days and miles, and I says, by time we hit Monday, because you work on Sunday and you got to go into Buffalo on Saturday. Okay, the day's Thursday, and you still got Thursday, Friday. Okay, you go into Buffalo on Saturday, you go into Buffalo on Sunday. So by the time Monday comes, it's going to be your turn again. And you still have Monday to go to work and Tuesday to go to work, and Jason still has Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday before you're done and we move, right? Right. So I says to her, so there's going to be one more time you got to put gas in the car. Now, here we go again. She got out of the car pissed off. Yep, because she would dare to have to put gas in the car again because cars run on air. That's right, she's a female. She should never have to gas a vehicle. It's magically owed to her. That's right, how dare us abuse her? How dare us abuse her by making her pay for the gas for her own way to work? How could you do that to her? Oh, I'm sorry. Because I'm just an asshole, that's how. Excuse my language, but there's where we're at. So I hope you understand loud and clear now Oh, by the way, you say, well, yeah, but I get laid. Well, you guess what, people? Life isn't about that. You're all messed up. It isn't that I haven't been laid in my life, believe me. I got a kid, right? Right. But the reality is, if you want to know the God's honest truth, I haven't had sex in months. Oh, you think I'm joking with you? No, I'm not. I'm dead serious. I haven't had sex in months. Put an S at the end of month. A big S at the end of month. I'm married, and I haven't been laid in months. And I'm not joking you. So when you tell me a married man can never be TFL, it's because you don't know what you're talking about. It's because you haven't the first clue of what it's like to be in a real relationship. I don't blame you. How could I blame you? You've been rejected your whole life. You know, Pete lives here in the United States. He's 54 years old. I tried to bring him into a live stream the other day. And he's only had 3 people in his life, women. I think he told me the longest relationship he had was 4 months. That's right. And they were scattered out in between. He's quite alone. He's been alone pretty much his whole life. Longest relationship being 4 months. He's 54 years old in TFL. And in a lot of ways, he's lucky. Just like with Dave. See, what Dave is 49 now. Yeah. Not much younger than Pete. Dave's been TFL his entire life. But thanks to being TFL, he's got his money. He's getting ready to retire young. No woman's going to walk away with his money or his pension or his home or his... But Dave's dad isn't so lucky. No. Dave called in the last show and he told you what was going on with his dad. And so in the reality is just that, And this conservative Nat guy or N guy that I made a video at several months back because he's an egomaniac and he's sound asleep. Somebody shared the link to that video this many months later, so obviously the guy never saw it. He left a long-winded comment at me and broke it all down and claimed that he listened to only half my video and that I was so full of shit. But when I read the comments or the stuff he wrote, when I re-listened to my own video, because it's been that long ago since I made it, that I had to re-listen to my own video to see what he had said and what I said and blah, blah, blah. So I re-listened to my whole video, reread through everything he wrote, and it was in my face. It was so in my face. Okay, he's trying to cover up. And he's trying to make sure he's right about every single thing he said, even when he was full of shit. Okay. I never said he didn't have a woman come on to him in a cab. I said, women, don't throw yourselves. Unlikely, but could have happened because I had a prostitute up on a dick come at me. So I never said it didn't happen. I said it's a possibility it could have happened. Well, as I read through everything he wrote, it became very clear that it did happen. So I actually believe that did happen, okay? I really do. I didn't say it didn't happen either. I said that, women don't throw themselves at you, which is true. Okay? But he took that out of context, took that out of character. But long story short, I went through all of everything he wrote. And he said he cut the video off at the half mark. Bullshit! No, he didn't. No, I guarantee you he didn't. Because he pointed out every little detail halfway through. I know why he claimed he cut it off at the half mark. He even told me to remove my video. That I'm just making, that I'm so far off base when I wasn't off base at all with what I said. But I know why he said that. And I know why he told me that he didn't listen to the rest of the video. Because I know he did. Because I started off with the light stuff, and at the end, the last half of the video, I showed shit there was no way around. That caught him in a lie, straight out. He had no way around it, no way to explain it. That's why he said that. He's busy covering up his ego. I wouldn't expect any less from the guy, because this is what egomaniacs do. They cover up their ego at all costs. Cover the ego, cover the ego. And that's what he's doing. So don't surprise me. But I wanted to bring that up a little bit while I was here. You know, I see we get the numbers are bouncing, nobody's typing. Maybe it's because it's too much truth for you. Maybe it's because you don't want to hear what you're hearing. Yep, that's probably what it is. Because the reality is a married man can't be TFL. Matter of fact, he could have a worse life than you do being TFL. And I know TFLers and incel guys don't want to hear that. That's the last thing you wanted to hear. Is that some married man could have it worse than you. But that's the reality. Because you're living in an illusion, a bubble, a mirage. It would be great. I understand that human need, all humans, men and women alike, have a need. It's a need, man. I'm telling you, it really is. And it's not right that your needs ain't met. You should be able to have a companion in your life. You sure should. And I feel for you that you don't. But thanks to brain rape, brainwashing, and social engineering, the old divide and conquer has done wonders. People do not know how to treat one another at all. I have said this for years to you, that nobody knows what the hell they're doing. And that's no lie. It's not about getting with somebody because she looks hot. You know, she's a number 10. She's a number 8. Got to put my dick in that. Excuse my language. How many of you guys are right there? That's what a relationship is about to you. Yeah. Okay? And for the girl, does he got a Rolex watch on? What's he wearing? What's he driving? What's his income? Oh, you mean he's not First National Bank? He's not Bank of Amigo? Oh, I don't even know with him. Yep, of course, remember what I'm talking about when I said this thing about men and women. It's not 100% across the board. I'm not talking about every single woman, and I'm not talking about every single man. I better repeat that because people love to take my words and throw them out of context. So I figured I better say that one more time just to remind you. Okay? But the reality is the majority, and I mean it, the majority of men and women alike have the first clue of what the hell they're doing at all. And that's why relationships don't work out. And they will never work out because, first off, y'all got it down that this is not your fault. Our whole society's been constructed on competition, competing against each other, and moving up the hierarchy. Our entire globe has been set up on that. And because that's been accepted by people, and it's been set up on that, then you're mad about the dating scene shoving you out, huh? Where did you think that mentality was going to get you? What do you see the TV pushing in your face is you got to have game? And isn't that what y'all saying? If you ain't playing game, you ain't got game, you don't get somebody in your life. So you got game, you got a woman, you got raped. Guys get raped every day. She left him. She took him to court, took everything he had. I'm not talking about sexual rape. So take your mind out of the gutter. She lost his kids. He's paying her alimony for life. He's paying her child support. She's taking his house. She's taking his car. She's taking all of his furniture. What part of that don't you get? That's right. Oh, what do you mean he can't retire early? Well, she's been helping him spend his money all along. He couldn't afford to retire if he wanted. He'll probably still be working at 70. But don't worry, they won't be together. She'll just take what she's got because you ain't going to make it. You ain't going to stay together because you're not going to treat each other properly. Do you think I have an Humpty Dory? Why do you think I told you just a little smigments about what goes on a daily basis in my home with the person I'm with? Are you ready for that? It gets worse. I hope you're ready for that. Now you know why I come up here. Because I wanted to say this part because I did the live stream the other day. And I saw that Warren come up here, left some comments on it. I feel for Warren. But a lot of TFLers like Warren and stuff because they haven't walked in a married man's shoes. They're going to tell you there's no way in hell a married man could live TFL. But they're wrong. They're wrong. In today's society, if you went back a few decades ago, I would agree 100% concretely across the board. I sure would. If we went back a few decades, I would agree with Warren. I agree with all of you 100%. But I cannot agree 100% in today's society because it's not true. In today's society, you can be married and miserable, not happy at all, and quite alone. Don't tell me you're not alone because you're married. If you're not getting along and you're to a point where, thank God they're at work. That's right. And you're madder than hell when they come home because you don't want them around. See, none of you ever thought about that, did you? Never even sprinkled in your head, did it? Well, you need to let that sink in. And you need to let it sink in loud and clear. Because this is at least half the marriages out there right now, if not a little better. And I wasn't bullshitting you when I said I haven't had sex in months. I'm not lying to you. Okay? And this happens regularly, all the time. By thousands of couples that are married. And pretty soon it gets to the point you don't even want them around. So what do you mean they can't live TFL while they're married? Their nightmare is the partner coming home. They don't want them coming home. They'd be more comfortable being alone. See, you don't understand, do you? That's why I tried to tell you. Very, very toxic. Chances are you won't be happy. Oh, you'll be happy at first. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. Oh, my God, will you be happy at first. But don't worry, it won't take long before that wears off. Then you'll discover reality. The reality you never knew about. The reality you never thought about. And I know I'm not being very... It's not a topic you wanted to hear. Truth is hard to hear sometimes. I understand. But I've never sugarcoated nothing in front of you, and I never will. Because if I sugarcoat it, then you get it, you find out the reality, you're going to realize I sugarcoated it. Then you're going to be looking at me, it's not what you said. and it comes back on me. Why should I sugarcoat it? I'm not going to. I'm going to tell you straight out how it is for most people. Unless you can become friends first, that's right, you and that female can actually become real friends. But then you'll be friend zoned. Well, if you're friend zoned, it's because she don't know what the fuck she's doing. You didn't need to be with her anyhow. Can't have a successful relationship with another female with a female. A female can't have a successful relationship with a guy. You don't become friends first. Because it's friends that leads to real love. The foundation that you build a relationship on that went for a lifetime started with friendship, not quicksand, not game. I've been screaming this at you people for years, but you turn your head and look the other way and try to tell me you know what you're doing, and you go right out there and do what everybody else is doing and can't figure out why it keeps failing. You know, keeping it Keith is the same conservative that end guy that I was talking about. He did a video and he was 5 reasons why relationships are failing. I fucking went through all 5 reasons with him, and it's a pretty new video. And all he did was point out symptoms. He gave me 5 symptoms and not 1 cause. That's exactly what he done. He gave me 5 symptoms and never even discussed the root cause because he don't know what the root cause is because he's sleepy. He couldn't help you if he tried. He can only help you with getting sleep. But then there's an obvious reason he has 20,000 subs. Because he's asleep. Because he's promoting the propaganda the powers to be want him pushing. He thinks he's got 20,000 subs because he's helping people. Yeah, he's helping them to their death. He's helping them into Camp FEMA. There's nothing else I can say about the guy other than he's an idiot. He's not awake. And I don't like calling him that because I think the guy overall means well. But if you're not awake, you keep going down rabbit holes and you give out false information. And you don't even know you are. He can tell the truth when he's talking about the symptoms, but then I'll bet he probably thinks it's always been this way. This is just normal behavior. And it's never been normal. There's nothing normal about it. You know, this is why relationships will never work, ever, ever, ever for any of you. Because you don't know what you're freaking doing, and it's not a gender issue. It's both sides. You know, that's why I said, starts with friendship. Sure the hell does. You got to be able to be friends and get along and be able to do things together and have things in common, not opposites attract. That was another line of BS. If you can become friends with a female, she can become your friend, your best friend. That's right, you got to become friends. Then you got to become best friends and hang out together. It's not about sex. That's why sex was always at the end of the list. When you can accomplish that, and then you can respect her feelings and she can respect your feelings. That's right, she has to respect the man's feelings too. See, it's not about changing one another. No. It's about, yeah, what friend have you ever had in your life that was Your friendship was created on what we could change about one another. And of course, the men who have guy friends and the women who have girlfriends, their female friends will say, well, of course it's not. We're the same gender. See, they missed the point. Woo, straight over the head. They totally missed what I said. Straight over the head. Didn't even register. I don't know. Reprocess that, Joe. Did it catch it this time? Nope. Okay, run it through their brain again. Nope, still didn't catch it. I don't know if we can help this one. I don't think there's anything such that you can't help stupid. I don't know what to do, man. I think the brains have been fried. There's where we're at. There's where we're at. I know. This is like one of the most quietest live streams I've done in a while. I got nobody chatting. Okay? The number goes up and down. Hey, that's all right. That's all right. You know, I don't mind. I really don't. I knew this wasn't going to be a popular live stream when it came up here. But I had to say what I had to say. You know, I understand the majority of men, we got millions of men all over the world can't even get a woman in their life. And them are true TFLers all the way. But because a man has a woman in his life doesn't exclude him from being TFL. You're going to say, well, yes, it does. No, it don't. Matter of fact, he might be worse off than you are. Never thought of the truth, did you? Oh, shit, that's right. That truth hurt you, wouldn't you? See, the mentality is the bigger victim status. Isn't that what the incels do? Yeah, it's all a competition, sport, and arena. Who's the bigger victim? Isn't that what we see going on? Come on, it's all a game, right? Sport, competition, arena. How about no, it's not a game? How about human beings' emotions, feelings, and livelihood is not a fucking game? And how about, yes, sirree, a married man can be TFL? He may not have been TFL, but he could become TFL. He sure could. To say that he can't become and never could be because he's married, you're out to lunch in your head. You don't even know what you're talking about. That's the main reason I came up with this live stream. I can understand why it would be hard for guys when you got millions of men who can't even get a woman to understand that. Because in their head, they're thinking like, well, he got lucky and at least had. But if that's all you're worried about is at least he got laid, sex doesn't give you happiness. That's that mirage again. That's that hologram going off in your head. That's that illusion. And that hologram is going to drive you nuts. You'll find out that sex does not make a person happy. If you can ever get sex regularly, you'll find that out. It's like money. You can be wealthy, 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 rich and not be happy. And be absolutely miserable. You can be getting laid and be miserable. True happiness is found from within. And human beings have needs, and they belong with a mate in their life. That is one of their needs. But both mates need to be happy. That's not going to happen in today's society. We have the ultimate game called selfishness. That's right. Selfishness and usury. And willing to say anything to get your want. And as soon as you're through using, you throw away. Get in a relationship and you get to meet the real them. Meanwhile, while you're dating, they were playing the game. You didn't get to meet the real them until the end game happened and the relationship was on. Then the end game shows up and neither one are playing the game no more. They're actually being themselves. Because you can be as fake as you want. But when you get hooked up and you're living together, you're not going to be able to be fake 24 hours a day. The real you's going to come out. I don't see why people can't understand that. That's just beyond me. But I wanted to bring this up because this is directed towards incels and TFLers and forever alone. To understand the reality. Yes, a married man can be TFL, forever alone incel. No doubt about it. Quite true, quite real. See, we need to be supporting each other. And we need to be looking for root cause, which I've been screaming at you. I've been screaming the root cause at people for years, but they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it because it involves personal responsibility that they don't want to hear, that they're not willing to do. So therefore, the elite of one, there will be massive genocide. That's right, sure will be. And I hope you enjoy your enslavement. Enjoy being apart, not together, because they got to control the genders because we got to keep that population, right? Well, the Georgia Guidestones told you. Yep, that conspiracy theory told you. Yep, there was never a conspiracy theory that was factual truth, and you fell for the lie. Can't help stupid, what can I say? Hey guys, I'm coming up to an hour. I've said pretty much what I gotta say. Nobody's come into the live stream anyhow. So I'm all by myself. So if nobody wants to come in and nobody wants to talk, that's no problem. I have an issue with it. I had a feeling there would be nobody wanting to talk today when I brought up what I brought up. That this would shut up many of you, and it's exactly what it done. That's how you always know when you're affecting people with real truth. They go quiet. That's right. That's how you always know when you're really getting truth. They go quiet. Their mouths ain't running. And truth hurts people in today's society. They hate truth, don't they? But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here then. Okay, there ain't no point in me being here no more. I've said what I had to say. And everything I said in this live stream, you can take to the bank. It's factual truth. Not sugar-coated. That's right. I didn't sweeten it up for you. You can either take it to heart and listen and pay attention and see that I'm telling you the truth, or you can go on living in denial of the truth and get run over. It's all up to you. It's not up to me.